Welcome to the bottom of it with your host Josh Moriarty.
Hello, welcome back to the bottom of it with me, your host Josh Moriarty. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting involved. Thanks for being here. Today's episode is with Drew Cohen, aka Mayor Hawthorne. He's got the funk, Mayor Hawthorne. He's seriously got the funk. I respect that. I thought I had the funk. I have the funk a little bit, but once I started hearing him and seeing what he was doing with his band Tuxedo and some of his stuff on those Mayor Hawthorne records, I realized that we're in safe hands with him, and then I don't really need to worry about it anymore. Just leave it to a professional like him. His first record, A Strange Arrangement, came out in 2009. Came out on Stone's Throw Records. I remember when that was happening. I enjoyed it a lot. I listened to it when it came out. I met him probably a few years ago now, backstage at a festival in Indonesia that we were both playing at, and we got chatting a little bit. Seemed like a cool guy. We worked together on a little tune in LA, and people get in the studio together, and it was great. So yeah, I really respect what he does and like what he does. So we got together. We had to talk about the dark secrets of the music industry. What else did we discuss? The elusive 13th note. I always like to bring up the Marvin Gaye court case with people and see how they feel about, lawsuits in the music business and how where do you draw the line with borrowing music and that sort of thing. He had some very interesting thoughts on that. So here we go, Mayor Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. I love the tea.
You are a Aussie tea drinker.
I definitely struggle.
It's in your blood.
I struggle in America.
Yeah.
Tea in America is
not really our thing.
Nah, they haven't got it down, eh?
Nope. I mean, still haven't even got coffee down. How are we gonna get tea?
I don't know. I kind of don't mind the American coffee. I don't mind the black water.
Yeah.
You're an international man, aren't you?
I am. You know what happens is I get complacent and I start to think, maybe this American coffee's not that terrible. And then I go back to France and I'm just like, oh my God, we suck. We're so awful.
But at least it's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
So you got to hand...
That doesn't make it good.
No, it doesn't necessarily make it good. Where have you been?
But it makes it unique.
Where have you been recently? What's the latest?
I was all over Europe recently. I mean, I'm just spoiled rotten right now for that. I just got back from 4 weeks in Europe. Everywhere?
Was it with Mayor Hawthorne?
Yep. Yeah, it was the Man About Town tour.
Where did you play?
You name it. We went there. London, Paris, Amsterdam, Zurich.
Good shows?
Berlin. Yeah, great. They were great.
Have you toured there much before?
We've done quite a bit of touring over there, yeah. Yeah, it was good. It went as well as it could have gone, which is...
Was it better than last time?
I would say it was better than last time, yeah.
That's all you ever want, isn't it?
We really did not have a single bummer show, which is like, that's pretty much kind of as good as it gets.
That's all you can ever ask for in this music business.
That's it, man. No complaints from me, for sure.
Is the new Tuxedo done?
It's finished. It's turned in.
Because you were playing that to me the last time I was here.
The new Tux is turned in. It's we should have test prices back pretty soon, I think, for that. It's exciting. I just got off the phone with Jake One, actually. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, we're missing good bits here.
I got this one going.
Oh, good.
This is my
good.
This is my backup.
That's the backup.
That's the backup one.
Okay.
We're missing the good stuff, bro.
It's all downhill from here.
No, it's fine. You it doesn't seem like you stop, do you?
I don't really. I mean, I don't make any money on a day off, I'm not as hard working as I appear to be, but I do come from a very hard working blue collar Midwest family.
But musical family or?
Musical. Yeah, I got super lucky with that. My dad still plays bass guitar and sings in a band in Detroit to this day, and they're awesome. They're better than me.
But was that his profession, or it's more of a hobby?
No, that was much more of a hobby, and he's a businessman, really. That's a hobby for him, and he knew how incredibly difficult it was to make it as a musician, which is why he was always like,
did discourage you, or
no, but he was always very supportive of me, learning music and playing music, but he was like, you better get your ass to school and have a backup. No, not music school. He was like, you better get your ass to
the backup plan.
The backup plan, yeah. He was like, make sure you got the fallback.
What's your fallback?
It was graphic design. That's what I went to school for, and computer science.
Do you do
nerdy shit?
Do you do your artwork?
I do, yeah. I was just, when you walked in, I just was finishing up the artwork for a mixtape that I just did.
Well, that's pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's worked out really well for me. I mean, it makes it way easier to just be a lot. It's another step in being DIY for the whole thing, which is like, I don't know how anybody.
Well, no one cares
it if you can't do those things.
And no one cares as much as you do. So no matter what, I think no matter how popular you ever get, still no one cares as much as you do.
I wish that I could delegate that to someone and just let someone else do the art, and that I didn't care so much about it sometimes. Even with the Tuxedo thing, that's coming out on Stone's Throw Records. My first album came out on Stone's Throw Records.
Yes, it did.
Jeff Jank, who's the art director at Stone's Throw, is an absolute legend and one of my favorite artists of all time. I still can't even let him do it. I have to be involved, and I have to be.
So you like
I have to be usually second guessing him along the way, and he's always right, and I always end up admitting later on, oh man, you were totally right about that. I should have just listened to you.
Are you like that with all of it though? With every album that you work on, and with Tuxedo and every project you are fastidious and anally overseeing?
Every project that I do, yeah. I've been better recently, I feel like. With Tuxedo, I'm much better, I think, because I have a partner in that.
It really makes a difference, doesn't it?
So much difference. Oh my God. When you have anybody else doing some of the work and some of the creative, it's oh my God, it's such a relief for me. I
find it more fun.
It's so much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, two heads are always better than one, man.
But were you always gonna? Why?
I didn't want to be a solo artist.
Right.
That's just how it happened, man.
Yeah.
I was always in part of groups back in the day, and I was never the solo front man of any of them.
Do you feel partially removed from it because it's May or Hawthorne and that's not entirely you? It's not like Michael Jackson, because that's completely his name.
Yeah, right? I mean, Mayer is my real name. It's my middle name. It's me. I mean, Mayer Hawthorne is me.
It is
for sure. Yeah.
There's no removal.
No, not. I try to make sure that there isn't, because I don't want to be playing some character. Which a lot of people do, and they do it successfully. Some people would even say that you have to do that if you want to be successful, but I don't know. I don't like being something that I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I would be more successful if I could. If I was more of a character. I feel like when I first started, I was more of a character, like a caricature of myself in some way. I was able to make a bobblehead of myself, and people knew immediately that was me. Yeah. Which is kind of unique. I mean, there's not...
What is it, the glasses?
Yeah, it was
the hat.
It was the glasses and the suit and tie and the Yeah, and the Jordan sneakers, the Air Jordans. Mm-hmm. It was it was a look. It was like a really signature thing, and I've sort of deviated from that a bit over the years. And I don't know that it would be as easy to make a bobblehead of me these days, and maybe that's like a detriment to my career.
So you're a sexy, funky guy then.
Yeah, well, I'm funky anyway.
I feel like you nailed it, because I used to make funk music for quite a long time.
You still make funk music,
sort of, but it's in a different world. I feel like you've nailed that thing. So once there was a few people who did it, and especially once I heard the Tuxedo album, like, all right, I don't need to try and make G-funk sort of inspired stuff anymore. These guys have got me. They've got it.
Tuxedo is a thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing, yeah, which
like
is
it.
nice. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of...
Is that taking over?
That's kind of the whole thing, though, right? Is finding a thing.
Yes.
Finding something that's really a thing is tough.
It takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, I know.
And when I first started Mayor Hawthorne, it was something that I was kind of like accidentally thrown into and didn't really even have that much time to think about what it was or what, what that thing was going to be.
It's definitely changed a lot when I listened through the records.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a wild evolution.
Yeah, because the production's gotten more and more hi-fi, I guess is probably the word to use. And then when I was listening to the new EP, that's, to me, sounded the next level again, almost.
Yeah, I mean, I try to, make sure that it still feels organic and warm, but
it's getting... Not better, I don't know, but
it's just better.
Maybe
I'm just better at what I do,
And so you're producing?
I'm producing, yeah.
Who do you use, an engineer or?
I do have an engineer homie that I use from time to time, but man, over the years I've gotten like so fast at the engineering now that now I just do that myself most of the time.
So you're a full DIY machine.
For Tuxedo, Jake does most of the production, which is like so nice for me too. It just takes a lot of...
That sounds very nice, actually.
Man, it just takes so much off of my plate.
Do you get lost in the nightmare of a million songs going at a million times, the throbbing beast that is music and the mixes you have to send back and the never-ending madness?
Yeah, like anybody. You know what? I get lost in I will sit there for an hour and a half and agonize over the tone and the attack of a snare sound.
And only an hour and a half?
Oh, yeah, well, that's...
That's on that one day.
I was trying not to sound like totally insane. But you'll get, I'll finally be like, okay, yeah, that's how the snare should sound. And then I will completely have forgotten what I was doing in the first place. Like,
you get lost in the
I don't even remember what the song was anymore. It's something that I've really tried to fight in recent years. Like, I've tried to become much more free-minded about, and I've tried to become more spontaneous.
Sure.
Which has been a challenge for me always, because I'm such a nitpicky, detail-oriented person.
I feel like most of the people who are the producers, at least, are,
actually, recording the Jaded Incorporated album that I did with this guy 14KT really helped me with that, oddly, because he, as bad as I am, he is 10 times worse. He is like the epitome of just nothing ever sounds right or is good enough to be finished.
Yeah.
So I had to be the one in the group to be like, no, it's done. You're not allowed to work on it anymore. We're putting it out just like that, and that's finished. Move on. It's done. Let's go on to something else. That made me like a switch in my brain, and now I'm like, I do stuff for myself, and I'm like, Yeah, stop thinking about that. You're overthinking it. It's done. It was great.
Okay.
It was great when you did it 3 hours ago. It was great already. Leave it alone. Let it breathe. Let it be.
Where does it come from for you? Is it songs just appearing in your brain?
A lot of times they do just appear. The good ones definitely just appear like a fucking bolt of lightning out of...
Do you get the whole song or just a little bit?
I get the whole song.
Lyrics as well?
Harmonies, lyrics a lot of times.
Wow.
Yeah.
In your sleep or just walking to the 7-Eleven?
Usually going to the 7-Eleven, yeah, in the grocery store, or like being stuck in traffic somewhere, or driving. A lot of traveling, flying.
Uh-huh.
Traveling brings it out of me.
So is it your duty to, are you being handed these songs by the muses up in the sky, and you have to translate them and put them out?
It's the big challenge for me is like reverse engineering them out of my brain and trying to figure out, like I have to play it like it's playing on the radio in my head. I play it over and over and over again and agonize over like, what is the bass line doing in that part right there?
Well, because they're kind of murky, aren't they, sometimes?
It's very murky sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like at least 75% of the time, you're in the middle of something where you can't just like immediately pick up a bass guitar and start to lay it down. So you sing it to yourself in your voice memo and your phone, and then like days or weeks later you go back and you listen to it and you're like, oh man, I have no idea what was going on there. Like, and then it's even harder. Then it's even murkier.
So yeah, that's pretty much exactly the same as me.
Yeah,
I think everyone's the same.
I think we all have a bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's for me now, I see whether it's good enough to put down. If I'm in bed at night and it comes to me, I listen through it in my brain a few times. Is this worth getting out of bed for? And I've got better at discerning it or not.
People ask me all the time, like my management and my label are asking me all the time, like, do you have other songs that didn't make the album, or like things that are in the vault, like demos that are recorded?
I'm sure there's a lot.
There aren't, though, because...
Oh, really? Did you get them all down?
Well, no. I get 5 minutes into a demo, and I know immediately, like, this is great or this is shit.
Oh, yeah, whether you keep going or not.
And if it's great, I keep going, and it goes on the album or something, it gets released. And if it's shit, then it's done right there, and I just stop.
See, I have the one where I think it's pretty good, and then I'll work on it for the day, and by the end of the day, fucking despise it, hate myself, doubt it is my entire existence.
That happens from occasionally.
But then the next day you go, oh, it's actually pretty good.
Sometimes you go
But the
back
self-loathing is extremely intense.
It's tough working on something for a whole day and feeling like you didn't get anything like worthwhile. I don't know, but it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen more often than not.
Yeah. Do you feel more at peace with this existence after this amount of time? Does it get easier?
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, but it does get more. You do get more. You come to terms with it more.
Yeah.
It never gets any easier.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
It's just weird because everyone's always looking to somebody else, a more famous person or another artist, and everyone thinks someone's got more money or got it easier.
Always trying to like figure out how the hell is that guy doing that,
Yeah, but it doesn't ever really change.
No.
So you have to just make peace with your life.
You gotta just make peace with it, man.
Yeah. What's next on the agenda?
Pretty good at staying positive about that.
Yeah.
I'm a very positive, glass half full kind of guy.
I think I'm the other way, maybe. I don't know.
That's an Aussie thing, though. That's unfortunately.
Yeah, it's because we're English colony.
Yeah, you guys have that real, just like, I don't know what it is. It's dark, man. It comes from.
But it's funny.
It's fun. It's very funny. It's hilarious. Yeah, you guys have a real dark sense of humor about that stuff, though, man.
Yeah,
it's entertaining as fuck, but.
Well, I grew up in New Zealand. It's the same. New Zealand and Australia, just because they're English colonies, basically.
Right.
We've just inherited that.
Right. It's
that sort of
just
sense.
fucking doom and gloom. Everything
Yeah.
is just, it's the worst thing that's ever happened, yeah.
But I find here in America, everyone's very, very earnest and everyone believes in themselves. And it's actually really nice to be here. It's nice to spend, as an adult, I kind of needed some cheering up.
Yeah,
think,
sure,
so.
yeah. I get it. When you go over and spend some time in England, and it's a lot like Detroit. I mean,
It's dreary.
it's very dreary
Yeah.
and very gray all the time, and you just, I don't know, yeah. It's easy to fall into that. I can see why it happens.
I'm interested, this is one thing I've asked a lot of people, is what it is that music offers to the world, or what it is that we're really doing.
I'm going to flip this record.
Yeah, flip
really
the
quick.
record.
And then, wait, give me the question one more time.
Of course.
I'm listening.
It's why do we do this, basically? Like, what is it that musicians
Why the
offer?
fuck why would anybody torture themselves like this?
Yeah, and is it actually...
It's something that I ask myself every day. Like, why the hell do you do this sometimes? Yeah, but you do it because you love it, man. I mean, you do it because you don't know what else you would do.
graphic design.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man.
What else would you do? If I could choose one other thing, I think I'd like to be a pool boy.
A pool boy.
Yeah.
Like the cabana boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere nice. You see results. What I like about that is the pool
Yeah.
is dirty, and then it's clean.
And it's clean.
And you've done your job.
You've done your job and you feel good about that. Yeah. There's a lot to be said for that.
Or being a cleaner could probably be okay. You come in, the house is dirty. Clean it.
Yeah, well, the thing that I've always said I would do if I can do music was be some sort of a handyman. Like, I do really enjoy the feeling of... I'm pretty handy. I grew up in a hardware store. That was what my dad did growing up.
Okay.
And a hardware and auto parts store.
So it is just the seeing of results.
Yeah, it's
immediately
nice.
that we're drawn to.
The washing machine is broken.
Uh-huh.
And then the washing machine is repaired. It's fixed and
Well,
it
you-
works
you
again. and
feel like
good. You feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah, you actually did something.
did.
You served people.
Yes.
Whereas this is what I mean with music. It's so, and you have no idea what your music has really done for anybody.
Yeah,
do you?
you don't. You do get some nice little. I get some nice little flashes of it
Yeah.
here and there. I mean,
when you're at a show and you entertain people, and
Yeah.
that's the ultimate.
It's the
'cause
ultimate,
It's
yeah.
right in front of you. You see it.
I get some nice little notes from people here and there. And
But do you find it? I always find it difficult to truly
rewarding.
take it on board. When they say, "Oh, this song was my song at my wedding," or what, something like
Yeah.
that, and you always kind of go, "Cool, thank you," but it doesn't really. You're still like, "I've got a plane to catch," or something. It doesn't sink in. Maybe that's just this is me again though. With it.
Sometimes it does. I guess it depends on what it is. Yeah. There's there's plenty of times when you're just like, yeah, it depends on what it is. So every one of those is kind of different. There's time. I don't know. I will say that the moments that you are performing and you're looking out in the crowd and everybody is smiling and dancing and there are people of all different walks of life are all dancing together and smiling together, that feels like nothing else. I mean, you feel like you are doing something great for the world, which is that's a big thing that keeps you going.
The problem is not the problem. We did that growing up, right? You played music. I find once you become a professional artist or musician, there's so much behind the scenes. You don't get to go and play and feel that thing nearly as much as you would like.
That's something that I have very, very recently maybe in the second half of this last tour, have gotten a lot better at.
Okay.
And part of it is just repetition. I mean, you do, the first 2.5 weeks of a tour, and you're still getting the mechanics of everything down. And then once I find that like a lot of it is just rehearsal. And once I get to the point where I'm not I don't need to think about that dance step anymore,
That's the best.
then I
totally in
can
it.
actually really enjoy myself and really enjoy the crowd.
Well, we just played a gig the other night. We put a band together in a few days rehearsal for a sort of charity thing. But just I was on the bass, and I was just so happy to just be playing bass in a band, not having to think too much. It wasn't my project.
Yeah,
I wasn't on show or anything.
That's Tuxedo for me too. I don't play any instruments in Tuxedo, and I kind of like that. And I also am not like the main focus of the whole show.
Stress-free rock and roll.
It's way nicer, man. I mean, it's a different vibe.
It's just a different thing. I know.
It's a different level of intensity, but it's like, and it's a different reward, and but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's much more free.
Yeah. I think that's it. I
find that I'm able to like have more fun on stage with that because there's just less pressure.
Well, like we were saying before, Mayor Hawthorne is you then. So there is a lot of pressure. You think about who's turning up to the shows as much. You worry about every little detail.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, with Mayor Hawthorne, I live and die, and it's all me. Like everything is me.
What do you think about the sort of the narcissism of these things? Is it, are you promoting yourself, or are you promoting the music that's been given to your brain and you have to get out?
I'm promoting myself. I mean, yeah, you have to. The thing is, like, if you want to be, dude, there's just anybody can open up GarageBand on their Mac and make an album and have it out.
Yes. Sadly, yes.
Tomorrow.
But also beautifully, yes.
You can have it out on SoundCloud tomorrow.
It's going to sound amazing.
It can have thousands of plays. In a world where that happens every day, you have got to be a great self-promoter out here, man. You have to believe in yourself, and you've got to be able to promote yourself. The people that are not good self-promoters out here, you either have to be super good at that, or you have to have people that just believe in you so much that they're gonna do that for you. But even then, it's not enough.
Well, they change as well. The A&R guy gets fired, the label shuts down.
Nobody's ever gonna have the love for your shit that you do, for your own shit. Nobody's ever gonna care as much as you do about your own stuff.
Yeah. It just freaks me out. Instagram and things freak me out that people are promoting nothing so much of the time.
I don't like it. I've gotten really sick of it. Like the whole social media thing. And the pressure to like keep it up all the time. It's not a healthy thing.
No, I don't think so.
No, but it is, it's like when somebody's when some promoter somewhere is thinking, hey, I wonder if I should book Mayor Hawthorne for a gig. What do? They
want to see that you're active.
They don't go to iTunes and listen to your album. They go straight to Instagram and see how many followers does Mayor Hawthorne have. That's it.
See, I like to go to Spotify and see how many plays they get.
Yeah, they might do that too.
Sort of, but no, I feel like the Instagram's better for promotion.
Even more of I feel like that's too musical. Like
it's too musical, yeah.
I feel like people, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you're maybe YouTube, but
nah, it's Instagram, man.
I feel like everybody just goes to Instagram.
That's the direct.
They go, what?
The direct thing.
What's his Instagram like?
Are you doing that every day? Do you have someone who does it for you?
I have. That's another thing where like, I wish that I could like delegate somebody.
I think you can. To
do my Instagram for me, but I mean, people can, but I can't because I'm so.
Yeah, you're anal.
I'm sick. Like I can't let somebody do it for me. I don't trust anybody. Yeah, I wish.
I feel like it was lucky for people to, if you had your thing, when did your first album come out? How old were you when that happened?
It was 2009, And I would have been, oh God, how old was I then? That was 8 years. So I was.
Do you have a stage age?
28.
So you're 28.
Yeah.
That's kind of old.
It was old. Oh yeah, I was old. Yeah.
Not old, but you know.
Yeah, no, I was old to be having your first like bit of success, real success.
Well, I was just gonna say because
my first like actual record deal. It was pretty. Yeah, I was already.
Yeah, because when you're younger, you're more brazen and able to self-promote more,
Right.
so people
Yeah,
get themselves to a
definitely.
position. See, once
Well,
you're
I did that. I mean, I definitely was that. You know, when
right, because you were DJing.
I was a DJ for a decade before I released my first album,
Okay, what was the transition?
and I was a part of other groups too, rap, hip hop groups and funk groups, and I had no shame for self-promoting those sort of things in those days.
I think it's easier to promote when it's not you, when it's a group. You don't feel as like much of it as narcissistic or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is there a final goal? When will you be happy? When is it all done? When can you hang up your hat and your glasses and your shoes and the suit and retire and go, I'm done now?
I look at my dad, and he's 66 years old, and he still plays bass and sings in a band, and still like has so much fun doing it. Really looks forward to like coming home from work and playing with his bandmates. And I'm like, man, I just really hope that that's me. Like, I hope that at 60
it will be.
something,
I'm sure
70
it will
something,
be.
I hope I still have the zeal for it. I think I will. I mean,
But see, someone like him didn't get burnt out by the industry, did he? Because he's a hobby rocker.
No, yeah, it's pure love. He doesn't know that side of it really.
Because I was thinking about this the other day. I love music, and I was wondering why I was feeling so weird about everything, and I just hate the music industry at the moment. I've got a real disdain for it.
Shit, yeah, come on.
It's loaded.
Welcome.
You've been through some stuff.
Unfortunately, like the thing that your average music fan just cannot ever comprehend is that the music business is gravely, unfortunately, 90% business and 10% music. Which just fucking really sucks. But that's what it is, man. That's the case.
Yeah.
It's
always been the same.
Will never
though.
be able to, like, non-music business people will never be able to comprehend that as many times as you explain it to them.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in Scientology with the further up the chain in Scientology, the crazier you realize it is.
Yeah.
Starting to, you find...
And the less music it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
For real.
I know too many of the dark secrets of the music industry now.
And you can't go back. Like, there's no going back. There's no unknowing that stuff.
Yeah. I was just there with a friend the other day in his car, and he's a songwriter. He works with a lot of artists, some big, some not so big, but he's in the thing.
Yeah.
And just, it's not like he's jaded. He's actually really happy doing it, but it's just not homogeneousness, but just the fact that you have to send people to these particular songwriters, and there's artists who don't even have a fucking clue what they want to even be. Why are you doing it? Do you just want to be famous? Why are you an artist if you're not even really an artist?
Everybody's kind of got their own
I'm being a bit of an asshole, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's a fucking legit thing that...
Yeah, just the why. I'm not attacking them, it's just why. I actually just want to know why.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's such an enormous scale of answers to that question, and everybody in this has like a varying degree of that answer.
Yeah.
There's people that I meet every day that truly they are really the only reason they're even doing it is because they think they're going to be rich and famous.
Yeah. Can't believe they still think they're going to be rich.
Yeah.
That may be famous, not necessarily rich.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to be such a fucking Debbie Downer about it, but like any young person that comes to me looking for advice on the music business, the very first thing that I always tell them, which really sucks. I need to come up with something to say before this to preface this. But,
Hey, how are you?
Right.
Maybe
music is great. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Music is truly the most powerful thing in the universe, and it's the most amazing thing there is. But if your goal is to be a rich person, you are in the absolute wrong business. Like, there is just no worse business that you could be in.
Well, especially these days, way more so than it ever was.
It's never gonna get any easier to get rich.
From observing you, I think you're just obsessed with music, aren't you? You've got a very big vinyl collection, don't you?
Pretty
extensive knowledge.
As obsessed as you can be with music and still have somewhat of a
normal life,
of an actual life. Yeah. I'm a nerd. I mean, I'm a true music encyclopedia nerd. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe it. Like,
so you still enjoy it?
I do very much. Yeah. I mean, music is still magic to me for sure. That's the thing that I hope you just gotta hope that you never lose that.
Yeah. I haven't. Even with the darkest I get about it, it's still...
Dude, it takes one little fucking glimmer. One little magic moment, and it's all back. And you're like, I totally remember why I do this. It's like, it's the greatest feeling.
Well,
music is magic, man.
I heard that new J. Cole album last night.
Are you hearing somebody's something
and
you're
just
the like,
ideas
oh
and
my
sounds
God.
Really creative.
This is great. Like, this is why I do this. Is for shit like this,
Is there anyone you've been listening to recently that's been getting you going?
Man, let me see.
I feel like you're spanning decades at all times of what you're listening to.
So there's, I try to not be that dude that only lives in the fucking vintage 60s, 70s bubble, you know? I'm always trying to, I mean, man, maybe my favorite, this is so crazy to even say it, but I think maybe my favorite song of 2016 might be Travis Scott, Goosebumps.
I don't know that one.
Which is like just an unbelievably ignorant trap rap song, but it just feels great.
You can't deny that.
You can't deny it, man. It just feels fucking great. It's just so much fun to fucking sing and listen to.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good. I've been digging the the last Neon Indian record a lot.
I know the one.
Vegas International Night
School. The Night School one.
Yeah.
I was supposed to interview Alan.
Killer record, yeah. I love that record. There's a girl that actually just did, she just did the strings for a song off of my new EP, After the Party 1 EP.
What song?
There's a song called Someone Like You.
Okay. That's the first song on it.
The first song on the EP, yeah. The very lush string arrangement is courtesy of this incredibly talented girl named Kaja Bonet.
Okay.
Her, I guess it's an album, yeah. Her album blew me away, yeah.
Lots of strings?
That was one, a lot of strings. She plays the strings herself, so
okay,
that's like a big, but man, I mean,
how do you say it? What is it called?
Kaja Bonet. I'll send you the record.
I would like to hear it.
It's one of those ones that really just, it made me just so happy that there was someone in the world that was making music that good, you know?
Yes. Now this leads me to my next question, because on the new EP, the song "Time for Love."
Yes.
Is that a sample of a Marvin Gaye string in there, or is it just a very similar string line?
No. Oh, are you talking about maybe Yeah. No, those are strings that I played, but maybe you're
The line is very similar to
Yeah, what's the joint? The
what's going on.
Yeah, the end at the very end.
Yeah,
right?
from that thing.
That kind of crazy breakdown at the
Yeah,
end.
see, I love little things like that. I love when people use, whether you do it subconsciously or whether you do it on purpose, taking little ideas. But we're in a time now where if you make a hit song and it's got any ideas from anyone, you're getting sued.
Yeah, that's why I don't do any of that. I mean,
but
I don't sample anything
but it's not even sampled anymore.
Yeah, no,
though.
now
It's just
like, oh my god, yeah. If you even had a thought that was like, in the same wavelength as that, you're.
Because when I saw that Uptown Funk with the Uptown Funk you up, Uptown Funk you up.
Yeah, that one I thought was kind of blatant.
But I guess I don't really see
Oops upside your head.
Yeah, I don't really see a problem though with those things. So, like, it's a reference.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It is.
That was a really flagrant one, I thought. That was a particularly flagrant one. But there were other elements of that song that were obviously very borrowed that I was like, okay with. I was like, fine, whatever.
Sorry.
I don't know, man. There's songs, like there's only there's only 12 notes. I almost said 13. Because I joke with my band all the time about the 13th note, the elusive 13th note.
That's a good one. You just gotta start saying that.
Someday we're gonna find.
There's only 13 notes, and then you just continue
just press that.
Yeah, don't let anyone ever in on the gag.
No, that would be pretty good. Yeah, but like there's only 13 notes, and there's only so many combinations of those notes, and it's like it's all the same.
Yeah, I guess I don't really care about plagiarism that much anymore. You know when it's too much, but
I think maybe you would care more if somebody else was making billions of dollars off of something that you composed.
It's never happened to me.
Right.
I know.
Me neither, but
I discussed with another friend the Marvin Gaye bump the Pharrell one.
Yeah, sure, the blurred lines, yeah.
But that's just a vibe, right? That's a homage, but doesn't actually not physically take anything.
It's a vibe. I mean,
they just took a vibe. Can't you take a vibe?
Because
see, maybe you would be taking vibes, wouldn't you?
That one, I very much disagreed with
so did I.
Of that court case. That one I thought was the one that really just opened the floodgates.
I think so. That was bad for the music industry.
It was bad for music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was bad for music.
Because if I think about any sort of music that's throwing back like you do, can people just start? If you had a hit, do they just go, "Oh, you've taken the vibe of some particular"?
And they do.
Right?
They have.
Have they?
Yes. Oh yeah. People have come after me for sure.
What was it?
Yeah, man.
Not without getting into it, but was it like, "Fuck off, get out of here, you're an idiot"?
There have been ones where it's like so absurd that I can't believe it, and then there have been ones where I'm like, yeah, all right, that was like fair. Maybe I could see how that. You could think that was borrowed from there. And
do you have to pay them out? Does it go any further, or it's just
depends? Yeah, there's been times where we've had to cut a deal.
I didn't know that had happened to you.
Yeah, it's a shitty part of the game. But that's a very real part of the game. Especially now, it's gotten worse and worse. We actually this is not even a joke or exaggeration. The day that the court verdict came through for the Blurred Lines song, we got like a letter from a lawyer from another song.
Really?
It was like people were just waiting for that cue to be like, yeah, okay.
This is not good.
It's not a good thing for music, man. It's really not good.
Everyone's always pinched everything from everyone. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
There's only 13 notes.
I had another question for you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, it's anxiety and depression in the music industry.
This is a very Kiwi interview right here. What's the actual?
No, it's not. It's more a conversation than a question. I've just seen a few people completely lose their minds.
Yeah, it's easy to do, man. It's very easy to get held up in when the business side of the industry gets you stuck up. I mean, it's so easy to just be like, man, this is just like, why do I even bother? Like, there's times when it's just so gloomy where you're just like, man, this is just ruining everything. But
do we have it any different than anyone else in any other profession?
I don't know.
Why is it that they say artists are more prone to this than anybody else?
I do think it's like a much more personal thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really have any other. I never really had another career. So
no, neither have I.
I don't really have that much of a perspective on it, probably, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, art is so subjective and art is so personal. Mm-hmm. It's so incredibly personal as opposed to somebody who's the pool boy.
Yeah. So then it's more than if someone doesn't like what you do or anything, it's always going to affect you more.
It's always going to affect you.
It?
It's on some level, even if you're the most stoic of, I don't care what people think about my art, come on, I mean, who are you kidding? Like, if everybody hates your art, it's going to affect you on some level.
For me, it's the highs and lows of it all as well. And, when we're talking about performing and those sorts of things, you go from playing to, say it's, 500 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is, and they're loving you, and then you walk off and then they all just go and you're left with...
It's gone, you're just like... back to regular life again. That's a wild wave. I mean,
I haven't gotten better at that. It
definitely really messes you up sometimes. Yeah, I mean, you come off stage, and after having 1,000 people cheering for you, and it's a real. Man, you really can drop sometimes. I mean,
well, I think
because there's not a much higher level of.
So do you still drink and party or any of those things? Or?
I do, yeah. Too much.
I feel like that's what everybody says.
Oh my God, yeah. I have to, when I come off of the road, it's so hard not to when you're on the road.
Of course.
How do you not?
Well, that's what I mean, though. You finished a gig and you need... I've stopped.
You can't just fucking get off stage and take a shower and go to bed. Like, there's no such thing as that. I don't care who you are. Nobody is it. You can't. I don't believe that anybody can do that.
No, I don't think anybody is.
You have to, it's like running a race or something,
Well, someone said to me, it's like sleeping with the most beautiful woman, and then straight after you've both climaxed, she just jumps out of the bed and runs away.
Yeah, and just runs away.
And they're gone.
Gone. Yeah, you got to do something to try to maintain some of that feeling.
Well, I haven't been drinking the last year or doing anything, and I've noticed definitely being a lot sadder after gigs than I ever was.
Fuck.
And I don't know.
That doesn't work either, huh?
No, so it's the same. You kind of all the drinking doing is just running and hiding.
Bummer.
Yeah, dude. So that's waiting for you once you put the whiskey down.
Fantastic. Once I put the Hennessy bottle down.
Yeah, but at least it's the real. For me, it's the
to look forward to.
It's the realist thing.
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of like that about it because the drinking was getting tiring as well.
I've definitely done a better job of not overdoing it on the road, in my old age.
Yeah, well, it just hurts a little bit too much, doesn't it?
Yeah, the recovery time just gets to be way too long.
Do you have any hobbies outside of music? What are the one other things that you do? Or if you don't have enough time, is it collecting vinyl? Is that the hobby? Is it all tied in together?
Yeah, the vinyl thing is that's a big consumer of my time for sure. I'm a very into fashion in the past like couple years.
Right.
It's really become like a major interest of mine. Something that it consumes a lot of my attention. I love documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big documentary dude. Films too. This is what I was gonna bring up before when you were talking. I can't even remember what we were talking about, but it was about like being able to listen to music and enjoy it and like have fun as someone who's on this side of the table. I go back and forth with my homie Hank, who directs a lot of my music videos. He's the same, but with film and TV.
Right.
And I'm able to like turn on an episode of The Walking Dead and just completely zone out and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, of course.
He's not able to watch things like that because he's constantly analyzing the color correction or the framing of this shot and like the lighting here and how he would have done it better, which is how we listen to music.
Of course.
Which is a very like joyless way of consuming art. And I go back and forth about would I rather have his problem or mine, and I think I'd rather have mine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, that's tough. Because we can't listen to music and just purely enjoy it.
Why I like listening to older music is there's no industry attached to it. So I find that is a lot easier for me. It's already been established whether it was good or bad.
Right.
All the fame is gone.
Yep.
And it's just music.
Right.
But as soon as, I really struggle now with the press photos and the Instagram and the promotion and because I'm in the industry, it's sort of, it's like everyone's competition. I don't know, it's not like I care about the competition, but it just...
Right.
It fucks with me,
everything is competition.
Yeah. So anything from the 50s, especially, I'm like, that was ages ago. I don't have to worry about this.
That's great. Yeah.
And I can just listen to it.
It is easier to listen to and be not just constantly analyzing every moment of it.
Yeah. Well, that J. Cole album, as much as I enjoyed it last night, I was like, for fuck's sake, now I've got to try and top this. Like now we've got to get in the studio and start. And the Kendrick album was like that. It just, that messed a lot of people up because they realized they got to step up their game.
That's good. I think it's good. I wish there were more albums that
kicked you up the ass.
That kept me up at night wanting to, wanted to top it. Yeah. There's been a few though. I feel like,
you never know what they're going to be, then something just comes at you out of nowhere.
I do think that like the really great thing about this young new generation making music right now in their bedrooms is that there's no genre to them.
Yeah, okay.
There's no such thing as genres anymore.
I guess that always had to happen, didn't it? In the evolution of music, probably.
I guess. Really, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day with, the
only way to be original now is to combine all of so many different elements because all of the genres are probably done a little bit.
I was discussing just the concept of genres in general with my team. When we were trying to figure out what on iTunes, like where do you want to have your album be categorized, and I realized that genres only truly ever existed for record stores,
right?
As a way to make shopping easier, and it really doesn't matter to anyone else but iTunes.
It's true.
Nobody else besides iTunes and the record store, nobody else cares about what genre something is really at all.
No, I don't really think about it.
No.
It's all sort of irrelevant to me. It's music.
That's the only time it ever matters.
Yeah.
Is if you're shopping for something, and you're trying to narrow your field down.
What do you say when people ask you what genre you are?
I think I'm listed in iTunes as soul.
Uh-huh.
Which is like...
You'd like to think all music was soul music.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's when I think that's kind of hopefully at the root of everything that I do at the very base level.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything...
Your spirit is in it.
Is kind of soul. Yeah. But, I don't know, yeah. I like that about young... like people making music right now is that they really have no concept of genre or really care about that at all, which is it's allowing them to make really cool music.
Yeah, there is something great about the fact that everyone now has the ability to do it. It means there's a lot of faff and waffle out there, but there's some genius that filters through as well.
There is.
It is just hard with the amount of it that is being created now.
The sheer amount is crazy.
Yeah.
It seems like, yeah, man. I don't know. Then there's times when I'm like digging for old vinyl too, where I just cannot. I'm just like so mind-bogglingly blown away by how many records there are of people that I've never heard of still.
So
how can there have been that many?
So is it just that people in general want to express themselves and this has become the new easiest way to do it? Or is it to do with fame and all of these things? Why?
I think celebrity plays a big part of it for people now with, now that...
I think so,
now that the first, the Kardashians are the first family of America... And TMZ is like every show. I think that plays a big part of it for people. It's just like the need to be famous for people that want to be celebrity. Everybody wants to be a fucking celebrity.
Why? Who cares? But is that because we've tasted it, and we kind of have a little bit of it, so we don't care?
I don't really know, man. I mean, it's because the grass is always fucking greener, Mm-hmm. That's a big part of it. I mean, everybody, in middle America watching TMZ thinks that, like, every celebrity has a fucking better life than them.
Well, yeah, that they're happy.
Right, or that they're somehow happy, right.
Yeah.
Which, the majority of celebrities that, I don't know about you, but the majority of celebrities that I've met over the years... Not the happiest bunch of people.
No.
Some of them are pretty miserable, man.
Of course. Taylor Swift terrifies me.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Beyonce terrifies me as well.
On a number of levels, yeah.
I've heard a few stories about Beyonce that was quite scary from a few people who met her.
I met B and J at a festival, Made in America festival in Philadelphia. They were sort of holding court. It's King and Queen B.
It would be like meeting royalty.
It was like meeting a royal family.
Yeah, you get a quick hello.
Yeah, they were super sweet. Like,
I'm sure they were.
Both of them were like super sweet,
but all their people are around them.
Were really cordial, and I don't know. It was a lot like meeting a royal family or something, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Hey, that'll probably do it, my friend.
Cool.
Thank you for taking the time, mate.
Okay.
It's the real shit. It's the proper chat. It's
lovely
hearing what people are actually feeling and doing in this business.
Making it easy.
All good.
Thank you very much, Drew. Mayor Hawthorne, what a guy. It was nice to sit down with him, pick his brains. Man, he's like you said, he knows a whole shit ton about music. He is right in there, and I gotta respect a man like that.
His latest album, Man About Town, came out 2016. And also, if you haven't heard, his album Tuxedo is the name of the band. Tuxedo is the name of the album that came out a couple of years ago. That's with Jake Wan. That's G-Funk swag. I really, really like that. Check out Tuxedo. That's totally a thing. If you like the funk, if you like soul, he's got it. He's the real deal, so check it out. Cool, that's today's episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Lots more guests. I have the same spiel every time. I guess it's because I'm just going to keep on doing it. So keep turning up, keep listening. Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.